Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the We're Going 5 podcast powered by tshtennis. The elegant yet tricky grass season is finally upon us. Alcaraz looking like his most dominant self. Alexander Bublik giving us maybe the most heartwarming story we can think of. Vondrousova out of nowhere. Medi, has he found his form? All of that and so much more. Let's get into it as fast as possible. Ismaeel. Carlos Alcaraz coming off the Roland Garros legendary win. Barely takes any break. Queens takes home yet another Queens title, his second of his career. Ismaeel, your thoughts on Carlitos?
Carlitos is so good. He's just so awesome. I feel like he could have won this tournament on grass, at 40% of his level. He's that good now. He's just separated himself so much. He's obviously flying high with insane amount of confidence. He hasn't lost in forever. He doesn't remember what it feels like to lose. He's just unstoppable. He's so far and above. Even today in the match against Lehechka, it did go to a final set. It was I never had any doubt Alcaraz would win this match. And not 1 ounce of doubt. Even after Lehechka forced the tiebreak, he forced the final set. He won the tiebreak. It was a close tiebreak. He won it 7-5. Alcaraz double faulted, gave himself I never felt that it was at risk. Alcaraz is just magic on grass. He flies. His volleys are amazing. Amazing. The number of touch volleys he hit this tournament, serving and volleying, seeing that back, he does it so nicely. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Alcaraz is the king. There's no one on his level right now. There's no one on his level at all on grass, especially in this tournament. He downed everyone, I thought, super comfortably, even though the set he dropped against Lehechka.
Munar, that was a tricky one.
Munar
Haroon,
was
your
tricky.
boy, Munar
played him well. He did play him very well. But guys, Alcaraz is just so much better than everyone. He's awesome.
Yeah. Haroon, your thoughts on Carlitos?
The boy is electric. It's like Ismaeel said, it's so fun to watch him, and he's so good. He's so far ahead of everybody else because he's so smooth and comfortable, and especially grass. He can flourish even more because he can use all his talents and in his serve and volley, and it's just his touch is so great. But not I disagree with Ismaeel there. He couldn't have won this 40% because Munar there was a tricky match there, and Munar came in with a lot of confidence and he took it to him. So I do think he still has to bring his A game in order to win. If he's always at 40%, maybe if he's so good, maybe he could win that. But he has sometimes dips even below 40%. So that's why it's
Haroon,
tricky.
that nobody believes they can beat Alcaraz. Yeah. Nobody believes. You go to the critical.
I thought Munar did.
It's
Munar did. I think.
No, but Munar he gave it away. He gave it away. The critical moments. You knew Munar. He can't handle the moment. And Lehechka also today he couldn't handle the moment. Lehechka, you could argue could have taken that first set. Yeah. But they can't handle the moment because they don't believe they can beat him on grass, and because Alcaraz's best level, or Alcaraz at 80% is the best on grass.
Yeah,
he's untouchable on grass.
But Alcaraz himself said that he doubted himself in that Munar match. So
I know he said that, but I didn't believe it. Why are you doubting yourself? Munar's gonna give you the match.
Because I think it makes lots of sense because we're gonna talk about Sinner, right, and what happened with him. But I think as much as there's the lulls of losing that final, there's also that high hangover that he had of winning, right? It's a quick turnaround and you have to play a tournament, then you have to lock in again. To me, it was extremely impressive what he did actually, because was this his best level? Of course it wasn't. Not the Carlitos that we see in Wimbledon, the guy that took Djokovic down twice in a row. But he's becoming his most dominant self, and he's now winning matches that he was supposed to lose early on. He was supposed to lose to Munar. He was supposed to lose that match. But he's no longer losing those matches. He's entering his most dominant form. He's winning I wouldn't say ugly, but he's winning at, like you say, it's not his max capacity. And I don't think it was, I think this it was 70% maybe. But he was serving amazing. But this isn't the best Carlitos. And he's finding ways to win those matches and winning a tournament. And
he won a tournament. He won Queens.
He won a tournament, but it wasn't his best level. It wasn't the it wasn't the toughest opponents, but this is what he's evolving into. He's evolving into that legendary stats where I'm even going to win tournaments to someone we just saw Bublik. It's a career week for him. with even though but Carlitos won the same exact tournament on the other side of town, but it's not that big. Why? Because he's reached the level of 500s are now so simple for me. I should be winning them so easily. And he won it. Like there was no emotional toll on him. It wasn't.
It was really like it felt like he was just eating a cupcake, just winning this ATP 500 in Queens. And like another reflection of that is the fact that like Juan Carlos Ferrero, whose coach, didn't even show up. He's not even there. Like he's like, yeah, Carlitos, you can win this. Like,
he rarely shows up to these grass tournaments though in the beginning. Like I feel like
it's the break. It's that break. Like even Carlitos, and even he said in his documentary, like when he wants to go to Ibiza this time, he matured. Last year he went and he was partying hard, and he decided this time he's not going to do that. Yeah. And he didn't do that, and look what he got.
Yeah, he said he wasn't sleeping after 12, after midnight, like this time. Yeah. 21-year-old telling you that.
Yeah, he's old man now.
That's
22 now. 22.
Saying that's big talk. That's some mature talk. Like there are men in their 50s who sleep after midnight when they go to Ibiza.
He's maturing in front of our eyes, and it's no coincidence that this is now the longest winning streak of his career. Yeah, he's now up to 18.
Yeah. Well, last year he lost it to Draper, no offense to Draper, but yeah, he was coming off the Ibiza jet lag party hangover. This year, he took care of business, went in, dominated. He dominated guys.
It wasn't pure like it's not Alcaraz domination, but he did just sometimes when you play a match against someone, you do just enough to get by. Right?
You have to win.
He's just doing enough to win. He's not doing more than that. But Haroon, one of the biggest points to me that I've been screaming this from the top of my lungs for the past 2 years now, and we finally have the chance to discuss it. But Carlos Alcaraz now 4-0 in grass finals, 100%. He hasn't lost a grass final ever. Him and Greg Gruzetsky, both of them are. Greg Gruzetsky actually 5-0, so credit to him, shout out to him. But Alcaraz, God knows what he's going to be. He's tied Rafa with Rafa has the same amount of grass titles as Carlitos.
That's insane.
And Carlitos is only 22.
Wild stat. Yeah.
So
22 years on the tour is dominating Rafa, and Alcaraz has more grass titles.
Exactly. Which brings me, Haroon, to my point. And this is something that I have been saying, and I think it's maybe, to me, it's very obvious, but no one has been saying it.
Yeah.
Grass is Carlos Alcaraz's best surface. I do not care if it's favorite. It is his best surface. And I do believe he is going to dominate on this one more than he's going to dominate on clay. His game translates perfectly. Can anyone disagree with me?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you make a very good case, Yousef. You make a very good case, and it's very tough to disagree with you, especially with his track record on grass. You beat like the second best grass court player of all time twice in an epic final.
Who's the second best? Who's that second?
Djokovic. I'm considering Fed the best, and
Fed has the most Wimbledon. So
Fed does have 3 Wimbledon final losses to Djokovic.
Yeah, but he has more Wimbledon titles.
Yeah, so the most Wimbledon titles. So I'm considering him still the best right now, just because of pure numbers here for titles. But so it's tough to disagree there for him saying it's his best surface. But me personally, I think he's insane on clay. I think he's amazing on clay, and I think he fits perfectly on clay. He's so talented that he can make you believe that any surface is his best surface. Grass, hard, clay. That's like true. He's such a magician on all of them. Once he came to the scene, you know, when he played Tsitsipas on hard, and when Tsitsipas came out after that match in US Open, when he lost in that epic 5-set battle, he said, "I haven't seen anybody hit the ball that hard in my life." It makes you feel like, wow, is he gonna just crush on hard all the time?
But isn't that the case? That's the case for all the big three, all the superstars of the game, the legends of the game.
Maybe
they're great on, like, even Andy Murray. They're like, oh, he's not good on clay. The man was in Roland Garros finals, and he's
but I wouldn't say that about Fed. I wouldn't say about Fed on clay, for example.
Roger should have like 5 Roland Garros if it wasn't for Rafael Nadal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Rafa should have like 5 Wimbledons if it wasn't for Roger.
Novak would also have.
Novak would have like 200.
He would have 5 more Roland Garros. He would have a bunch.
But that's the thing. But Haroon, a point to be made here. I know it's a small sample size, but he has by far the highest win percentage on grass. He's now 28-3. That's 90.6 win percentage on grass. By far the highest in history. No one's even close to him. Next is Roger. But he's the highest.
It's an insane stat. It's a crazy stat, and credit to him. He deserves it. He deserves it for sure, and he has the talent to back it up. But I think this is a weak era on grass. Like, we haven't seen a lot of good players on grass, and like, we haven't seen that serve and volley combo a lot, and you need that combo on grass, and maybe the older generations had it more, and we don't have it now. You have more baseliners. That's why we see more of these records on hard court and clay. So it's easier for him to dominate on grass, especially now. Even if he was in a different era, I'm not going to doubt and say he wasn't going to have that same success, but it's easier to say that he's, grass, it's so amazing for him. But it's easier for you to see him flourish on grass because it's weaker, in my opinion.
I mean, he's making it impossible to decide because of how good he was on clay. Like, you're saying his best surface is on grass, and he didn't lose in the clay season. Like, that's how insane he is right now. He didn't lose on clay. He lost to Holger, and he was injured.
Yeah, I'm saying it's his
one loss.
It's his best surface. Even though if you ask Alcaraz, he is going to tell you clay is my favorite surface. But his best surface is grass.
It might be.
It suits his game perfectly. And why do we have, like, Haroon made a great point that we're actually in a weak grass era.
Because they don't play on grass that much. Like, before, there was more time. Like, most players...
It's the same. What's different?
No, like, there were more grass tournaments before. The turnover wasn't that quick before.
No, it's the same turnover.
No, it wasn't this quick. It wasn't this quick because they lengthened the Rome major. They lengthened the Madrid major. There was time to rest and recover. A lot of players now don't play the first one or two tournaments on grass. We haven't seen Tommy Paul yet, for example, this year on grass. Yeah. Like, you're going to see...
He's actually mowing his lawn, by the way.
Yeah,
he's
so
on
like...
grass.
Yeah, because they're choosing... They can't afford to go from clay to grass because the transition is so quick. Novak hasn't been playing these tournaments pre-Wimbledon now for a while. He hasn't been
playing that for like so long.
Yeah, but because the transition is so quick. Like, before they had more time, you can go to the grass, you can play one or two tournaments. Now, like, it's like you have to show, are you going to be magic on grass immediately? So no, that could be affecting the weak grass court era. Nobody's practicing on grass. They're not spending any time on grass. It's like, hey, show up to Wimbledon. Let's see, are you a great mover? Do you have muscle memory? So they can't, which could be contributing to the grass court era that we're seeing now. But Alcaraz is amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing on everything, and he might go down, Yousef, as the best grass court player ever. He might do it. He might, like, he looks right now the best. Yeah. He looks, and you made a very good point about his serve, and he even called himself, I think I'm a serve bot now. Yeah. And I just love this mentality because Alcaraz went into the offseason. He came off 2 majors. He won Wimbledon, Roland Garros last year. He was dominating the tour. He went into the offseason. He fixed his serve more. He adjusted his serve technique. He adjusted his backhand technique to be a little bit more compact. His serve is a little bit more fluid. He added weight on the racket. He's making changes to improve. So, like, Alcaraz is not in his final form. He's not even close to it.
He's not,
so Alcaraz,
scary,
he's adding the serve. Like, one of his things, the biggest room areas for improvement was his serve. And if you're saying grass is already one of his best, if his best surface, he's improving his serve more. It's only going to get harder and harder to beat this dude.
Yes.
This dude has nothing. You can't bother him on grass. Yeah. You really can't. Yeah. You really can't.
One thing I do want to say, that because you made the point and I wanted to add in there, if we ever get the chance to say this, the grass season has to be longer. Let's just throw that out there.
It's too short.
It has to be longer.
Nobody's practicing on grass. Nobody's playing enough tournaments on grass. It's way too short.
Before moving on from Carlitos, let's just highlight 21 titles now, 2 ahead of Jannik. He's the third most among active players behind Sasha, and obviously Novak. God knows where he is.
This is insane.
He's in different stats here.
He's a phenom that we have never seen. We have never seen this
year. You remember in the beginning, you said this is going to be the Carlos Alcaraz year. I think you even forgot you made that take. Did you forget you made that take?
After the early Australian Open loss to Novak, and after the first loss that we saw, I was like, maybe it's not.
It's looking like it is, because he's now leading the tour in wins, and he's leading the tour in titles also. So we're looking at a Carlos Alcaraz magnificent season, and it could go down as one of his best ever. But Carlitos Alcaraz taking down everyone he took down and winning queens in the way he did, I think it was very impressive. And we do love to hear what you guys have to say about this. How did you think of Carlitos this season?
How many losses for Carlitos this year? Novak and Haroon?
No? No?
No.
Do
He
you want
lost.
to
He
go
has
back? You
a,
want
he
to
has
go
a
back to
few.
Goffin?
Yeah,
You want to go back to Goffin? You want to go back to who was Goffin? Was there Luca Nardi in there? Well, in Qatar, who did he lose to?
Yeah. So
Who
he
did
has
he
4
lose to in
losses. He
Qatar?
has 4 losses this year.
No, I don't remember who he lost to. We'll get back to that. But anyways, that was Carlitos. Worthy discussion. Amazing. I love that last thing. I love that he is keeping up his form. And it's special. It's special to see that even in these small weeks, he's finding a way to win titles. That's what we expect from the greats.
He's elevating to otherworldly status,
Yes.
and even the way his peers are speaking about him. You hear the interviews how they speak about him.
That's another discussion.
They are
That's another
revering
set.
him.
That's-
They do not believe they can compete with him and Sinner.
That's not nice to hear, by the way. That's not nice to hear. On the other side, in Germany, maybe my favorite story of the entire year, because Alexander Bublik, Haroon, taking down Medvedev in the final, taking down Sinner on his way, and becoming the Halle champion for the second time in 3 years. Your thoughts on this talented human being winning this tournament?
Well done, Bublik. Well done. Congrats, Bublik. A sensational story. Everybody loves Bublik, because Bublik has been a guy that's been bringing a lot of eyes to tennis because of his tweener and his trick shots and his fun personality on tour. And it's nice to match that with some wins there, because then it's kind of like it's making it an even more interesting story. He's not just a guy that's going to come, give you some show and then leave, and he's not going to want to win. He's now that is going to give you a show and some nice wins, so you can root for him. Which is great, and he deserves it, because it's nice to see these guys when you put their head down and they have some great talent, and you're like, just focus and you can do great things. And he is focusing, and he's doing great things. He took down Sinner, who has been unbelievable for God knows how long, and he took him down on grass, which is Sinner is a very good grass court player, and he took
Defending champion.
Yeah, he's a beast. So like world number 1, a champion, former champion, and he took him down in an epic 3-set battle. Like he was down the first set, so credit to him also for bouncing back from there. It's nice. It's great, like you're saying, Yousef. It's an amazing story. I'm happy for Bublik. I'm happy for him that he made his quarterfinal Roland Garros. I'm happy for him for having his 5th title. I'm now excited for him to go into the Wimbledon, and I think this is going to be Sasha's year. And it looks like he's feeling it. He's in the zone. What do you think about that, Ismaeel?
I love it. Haroon, you said that everyone loves Sasha Bublik. That wasn't always the case, huh? Remember when he was first coming up, people didn't like his underarm serve. He was
but those are
that. People didn't
high,
like that.
high up.
They're like, this is not
Those
ethical.
posh,
this is
posh.
not tennis.
The proper people of
This
the
is
tennis
not
world.
tennis. The underarm serve.
proper,
Now everyone
Mr.
does the
Alexander
underarm serve.
Bublik.
And they were also, he was the one that came out and said, tennis is my job. He once had a quote like that, like, I don't love tennis. It's tennis, just my job. It's my occupation. Yeah. I love that we're now coming to the other arc. This arc has turned around.
Beautiful chapter.
He is now in the beautiful chapter, exactly. So he's now the lovable character, the lovable tennis player. He's becoming the heartwarming story. He's become the fan favorite. Like this 360 change, I absolutely love it, and he deserves it. When he teared up in Roland Garros after he won his round of 16 match, I got goosebumps. Yeah. I got goosebumps for him. It was awesome to see. And then I felt that was a turn of the switch. Like he said, that was the best moment of my life. I think this is similar to Kyrgios' situation. When these super talented players, they taste that next level of success, and then they realize that it's worth, putting your ego down a little bit, or it's worth digging just a little bit deeper, or it leads them to just take it a little bit more seriously and just have that little bit extra drive. And I think he's unlocked something, and he proved it this tournament. He had a magnificent run to the title. We're going to talk about this at the end of the year. This was a gladiator run that he just had to the title. This
is a candidate. Even though it's a 500, it might be a candidate.
It's going to be a candidate because he had an absolutely awesome run to the title. He looked magnificent. He looked like the better player in almost every match except against Sinner. At times against Sinner, it looked like he was pretty sure of himself that he's going to win this match. Yeah. I absolutely loved it. I'm not. I mean, this is crazy to talk about, like how his next level, like his tennis, is clicking with the mental. All of a sudden, those underarm service, it's matching the touch. The touch on grass is beautiful. The best drop shots you can say outside of Alcaraz are him by far. I saw him today win against Medvedev in backhand rallies. Whoever beats Medvedev in backhand rallies other than Sinner, Djokovic, and Alcaraz, like no one else beats Medvedev in backhand to backhand cross-court rallies. He was looking awesome. He was firing on all cylinders. Awesome story, Yousef.
There's so many different angles I want to take when I want to talk about Sasha Bublik, and especially this. But the most, I think, profound one is the fact that he said, like, last year after Wimbledon, I was thinking of ending my career. I was thinking of hanging up my racket. And then the thing, because he just talked about, remember he went to Vegas, and after when he was in the Roland Garros run, he talked about how he went to Vegas and just to let loose and whatever. And then, this was actually something that was lingering since last year. And you know, the most beautiful thing about sports is you have this thing, you might be falling and falling and falling and falling, but you just persevere. And he told his coaches, I'm going to stick with it. Like, I want to give up, but I'm going to stick with it, and let's see what we're doing. And he actually hit rock bottom because he was number 82 in the world. And then here he is 3 months later. He's back into the top 30. He's seeded at Wimbledon. He takes down the world number 1. He is the first player, not named Carlos Alcaraz, to take down Jannik Sinner since last August.
Awesome.
That's
so
insane.
It speaks to his belief in himself right now and his level right now.
And it means so much to him. He cried after that Jack Draper win. He cried again after this Halle win. And Alexander Bublik is a player that we can say, as you said, he has every shot in the book. And you're watching him play now, like, he knows what he's capable of. He knows who he is. And I love also, last thing, the fact that Roland Garros run, that was no outlier. That was him finding his best level and becoming the Alexander Bublik that every fan in tennis wants him to become. And here he is, coming just 2 weeks after that, winning Halle and going into Wimbledon as one of, I don't know, but he is up there. He is one of the most dangerous people going into it.
He had a breakthrough moment at Roland Garros. He had the breakthrough moment. He became the player that we thought he could become. He tasted success. He saw his level come together when he puts it together, when he's clicking mentally alongside his tennis. He is a top player.
Yeah.
We've been saying this. He's a talented player. He can be a top player.
Yeah. Haroon,
Yeah.
I want to get your thoughts quickly because we just hinted on this. His run, okay? Yeah. Taking down Muller, your boy. You've been high on this man.
I would say his praises, Muller. Muller was a beast.
Yeah. Muller, we could say what we've seen 2025, great player.
Yeah.
Then Sinner, we know about that one.
Unbelievable.
Then takes down Thomas Mahac, which we are high on at the moment. I don't know what's going on with him.
He's still a top
Then
seed.
Karen Khachanov, the consummate professional, like you like to say, Haroon. And then
semi-finalist at Wimbledon.
And then Daniil Medvedev to end it.
Yeah.
Just this run. Come on.
It's a top run. It's a top run. I don't know how high I can rate this, but it's definitely very good because these are very good solid players that are very tough to beat with really good serves, really good ground strokes, and they know how to win on grass especially. So it's tough. It's tough. I would give this like a 8.5 run because he is the underdog.
This is not an 8.5. That's a ridiculous grade. That's a 9.5 minimum. This is a gladiator run, my friend. This is an absolute beast of the run. First of all, when you beat Sinner, it's a 10. Like, it just automatically makes it. Like, you can't go lower than 9 at least. Like, it was amazing, right?
Yeah, Sinner is what's making it 8.5. Medvedev is also making 8.5 as well. And like Mahac and Muller, Khachanov, great players, but it's not unbelievable. It's not unheard of. I believe in Bublik.
Let me tell you, my brother. Sinner's been to Wimbledon semi. Medvedev Wimbledon semi. Khachanov Wimbledon semi. He's beating Wimbledon killers. Big grass court killers on his way to a title.
So much confidence, so much confidence. He's adding so much confidence to his mind, body, and soul, and to his team. And he's just gonna go into Wimbledon. I'm very excited for what happens. I am very excited.
The number of beautiful serve and volleys Bublik showed me today. I wanted to cry from the beauty.
And just
like,
I
I love
variation,
it.
the variation of shots. The variation of shots, of getting the angles, of hitting slices, of drop shots, of serving and volleying, of amazing returning, of going toe-to-toe in rallies. Just so many different things.
And the courage on rally, like break point down in that second set.
Set point, break
Set
point,
break
set
point down,
break point.
drop shot, forehand. Unbelievable. Like are you crazy? Are you crazy, Bublik? Are you crazy? What in the world was that?
Also one of our awards by the end of the season.
Oh my God! What a shot!
I think I think he's
ballsy.
using all his experience of him doing all of these weird trick shots and drop shots at weird timings for all the matches that he lost before. He's now trying it. He has the experience to use it to win now. So
it's coming together, fellas. It's coming together.
It's coming
for
to
the
you.
first big week of the grass season. These two guys winning these tournaments the way they won them, just amazing stories to start off.
Perfect stories.
New segment here, guys. All Gucci or No Bueno? I want your take here. So I have Sinner losing to Bublik in the round of 16 in Halle. All Gucci or No Bueno, Yousef?
Can I? Okay, let me just say my thoughts. First off, such a quick turnaround. It's an incredibly quick turnaround, and the tennis season is tough, and he has obligations, and he had to be here. He needed time off. It was such a quick turnaround. I did expect him to have an amazing run, but as it comes out, he played against maybe the most informed player on tour right now outside of Carlos Alcaraz.
On grass.
So on grass, and he took him to a final set, right? So I think it's all Gucci here. I am not hitting the panic button whatsoever for Jannik Sinner. He has great mentality. I think he has an amazing team around him. We saw his perspective in life and in tennis. I think it's second to none. This loss I think it's a good one. It may be just like it releases some of the tension. And he said, I need a break. I wasn't ready to come play here. Come Wimbledon, I think we're going to have Jannik Sinner that we love and adore.
What do you think, Ismaeel?
I'm going to go on the other side of this one. I think
Really?
it's a little bit of a no bueno.
Really?
Because I thought... So I ultimately believe that loss in Roland Garros is going to actually turn the Sinner arc. He's going to go on a generational run of he's going to eventually have a run where he dominates Alcaraz. And it's going to be because of that loss in Roland Garros. I truly believe that. The same way all of a sudden Novak was dominating Rafa and Roger in 2011. Like, I think Sinner is going to turn that loss into that. And I love this perspective at the press conference at Roland Garros, and he said that, yeah, it hurts, but I'm not going to cry forever. There are bigger things in life, and I love his perspective. Yousef, you're right about his team, but the fact that he said, I need a break, that's what I didn't expect to hear that from him. Like,
But he's only human after all.
He's only human, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. There might be a chink in the armor here where, Boris Becker came out and said that he expects this loss to linger for a year.
Yeah.
We all talked about it together. We said we expect him to be back much sooner than that.
Yeah.
But him vocalizing that he needed a break.
What's no bueno to you then? Let me ask you. What's no bueno? What would constitute yes, this is a no bueno? Other than this
the
loss.
The fact that he's referring to the loss,
what does that mean for Wimbledon then in your eyes? Does it mean are you gonna go going in?
No, I'm not. I can't say that.
Then it's all Gucci for you.
It's no bueno. Like it's not like there's nothing wrong at all going into Wimbledon. No, there's a tiny concern. There's a tiny concern, which I didn't think would be there. But him vocalizing that makes me a little bit worried for him.
Okay, Haroon, we're both on opposite sides.
Yeah,
Break the tie.
so my take here is if this was a normal player, like a normal top 10 player, and we're saying all Gucci or no bueno, I would say no bueno. This is a bad sign. He needs time to recover. He needs time to decompress. He's maybe not in his right mind. He's depressed a bit. This is not a normal player. This person has a lot of juice and a lot of magic in his game, and he's just a magician. Him as well. Carlos gets a lot of credit for being a magician. He's also a magician as well, and he has a lot of X factor inside of him. So I think he's going to be able to overcome all of these things come Wimbledon. So yeah, it's all Gucci for me.
So let me ask you, would he have said, I need rest if he had won the Roland Garros title? He said, I need a break because he lost the final.
Okay.
So my point is that loss
Carlos
is...
would probably say he needs a break too.
Yeah, but for example...
He actually did. He wanted to be...
I don't remember all the Federer's press conferences, but Federer was losing all the time in Roland Garros final and going to Halle and winning it. Like that was his season. He'd lose the Roland Garros final, go win Halle. Lose the Roland Garros final, go win Halle. And we wouldn't hear from Roger like I need a break. Or
yeah,
like
but that's what Juan Carlos Ferrero had told Alcaraz, and that was one of his criticism of Alcaraz. He's saying like, if you want to be with these guys, you want to be in the same breath as a Roger Rafa Novak. There's nothing called breaks. You have to be absolutely obsessed, and you need to go back to work head down. But different generation, also younger. I don't know. At 21, Roger wasn't winning like this.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. And
Neither was Novak. It was only Rafa, and Rafa's not even human.
no,
He's not human.
yeah. Bonjour tout le monde.
But Alcaraz is still winning Channel Slams, and he's gonna go try to defend it like, like he's doing it his own way and everything, and even with the partying and he's still winning.
So I'm telling you, the rest excuse, I can push back on the rest excuse, and
I understand.
And he's making the rest excuse because he lost the match, so the loss is on his mind. It's occupying more than I would want.
No, but I like that he's saying he needs rest, and he's acknowledging that he lost, and he's letting himself feel it. If he said, "Oh yeah, good win for Bublik. Yeah, I just didn't play well. He was the better player," then he's not really addressing the final and addressing that match. I think he's a very smart guy, and he knows how to handle these losses. So
he's a mature human being.
Yeah, he is. He is.
But I would have rather not heard about I need a break. Like if he had not said that, I wouldn't have been concerned. It was just like Bublik had a great day, and Bublik on his best can beat Sinner. It's true.
It's nice. Actually, I like that he's honest. I like it because he's human.
He should be honest. I don't mean I don't like to hear that, but I mean like, do you think there's a concern? When you hear that, I say there might be some room for concern.
But everyone was saying this obviously hurts so much. Like, he just it hurts, guys.
I can't say that's not going to hurt. I'm just talking about, is he going to be ready to go Wimbledon full speed, full power, clear-minded? After hearing that, I was expecting initially, yes, I expect him. I would put him as even maybe my favorite to win the Wimbledon. After that, but after hearing that, maybe it's too soon.
Yeah, but the thing is, come Wimbledon, when you go through the motions and then day by day and stuff, you kind of like you start focusing, and you forget about that loss, and you forget about anything. You just focus, and you're there in the zone. So, and I think he's a very smart player. He knows how to stay in the zone, and he also knows how to decompress. So an example I'm thinking of, when he won the ATP finals, and one of the first things he said was congratulating the umpire Carlos for his retirement year and his final year. Like that was. He's not sucked into the nitty gritty things. He's like Yousef saying, he's a very mature guy. So I'm not too concerned about these things. He'll know how to deal with it.
Nice. So that's two all Gucci's and one no bueno. What do you think? You guys think?
One tiny no bueno.
We have no tiny here. It's either all Gucci or no bueno.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, there were still a lot of cool storylines that happened this tournament.
Yeah.
Let's get into the biggest winners of the week. Yousef, who are yours?
I am going with a man who I thought was going to have an amazing season coming into 2025. And that was not the case. But he finally gets the chance for us to talk about him in a positive light. And that is Daniil Medvedev. He is my biggest winner of the week. I know he lost in the final of Halle. But he is back into a final for the first time since 2023. He's back into the top 10. Today he played really good, by the way. He fell in front of an inspired Alexander Bublik, who is playing the tennis of his life. So to me, Daniil Medvedev is showing great signs. He has a semi-final to defend in Wimbledon. The only person that's beaten him in the past 2 years has been Carlos Alcaraz. So if he's going to find some magic again, this is the tournament. And like we saw what he said to Bublik, please be in Alcaraz's path and take him down. So Daniil Medvedev this week, my biggest winner.
Yeah, he deserves it. And I mean, he did lose to Inspired because that was the first time Bublik beats him in 8 tries.
No one beats Alexander Bublik 8 times in a row.
Yeah,
my
so
friend.
congrats to Bubi on awesome week. Haroon, who's your biggest winner though?
Yeah, so I have to say it's Lehechka. You know, that's an easy one for me here. He's the one that faced Carlos Alcaraz in a final set.
Yousef picked him to be in the top 10 at the beginning of this year,
He
and
did.
he was so far gone.
He did. But looks
He's
like he's
finding his
making a
way
comeback and he's trying to crawl himself back into the discussion. But he's had a great week. You know, that's hats off to him. He beat Demon.
Amazing wins, Haroon.
What?
Amazing wins. He had amazing wins.
Amazing wins. Demon, who is an underrated grass court player, by the way. Demon is a very good grass court player. Diallo, who just came off of winning a tournament, so hats off to him. And then he faced 2 Brits, who was Jack Draper and Jacob Farnley. So good for him as well.
Yeah,
like Draper is one of the hottest players on tour. He just became world number 4. So that's also credit to him there. So and then he faced Alcaraz and he lost in a final set. So. It's tough there. So he's definitely my biggest winner, and looks like he's going to be dangerous in Wimbledon. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that, but yeah, it looks like you wouldn't want to face Yuri Lehechka come Wimbledon.
I really enjoy when someone has to give credit to one of my guys. So thank you, Haroon, for giving Yuri Lehechka the spotlight.
Don't get your head above the clouds now because he was long gone for a while. We hadn't
He
heard
comes
from him
back and he's like, oh, Lehechka making finals, winning tournaments.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
Lehechka
really a
gone.
binary guy. It's like either he's winning a lot or he's really not heard of.
He gets injured a lot. I told you he injured.
Thing is,
physicality.
when he's in
a
the
big guy,
when he's in the zone, he's good. When he's in the zone, he's good. He looks like this guy could be next to Djokovic or Sinner or something like that. Like he has the
He
juice.
has the tennis. He has the tennis.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He reminds me a little bit of Draper of how big and heavy he is. Like he can really rip the ball. And his ball skids off the grass, like that type of flat ball, it's
And
kind of
also,
skiddy.
Really good mover.
Good mover. So yeah, I mean he's looking good, Haroon.
Yeah.
I'm still not seeing him enough in the big moments. But really, are you seeing anyone in the big moments other than Alcaraz and Sinner and Djokovic? So that's something I hope to see more of because that's where he has room for improvement there.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. How about you? Any big winner?
Guys, got to go with the Geezer Grinding Award nominee of the year so far, Roberto Batista Agut.
RBA.
Back in the fourth.
RBA.
How in the world is RBA so good on grass? How is he this good on grass? RBA for me.
Semi-finalist in Wimbledon, my friend.
Semi-finalist in Wimbledon, and here he is again performing on grass at this age. What? I did not see this coming. Look at this run. Nuno Borges, great win. Jakub Menchik and Holger Rune. All of those final set battles before losing to Carlitos, who no one in the world beats Carlitos on grass. That's it. No one does it. So amazing for RBA. I don't know how good. I can't understand why he's this good on grass. Is it his forehand that skids off is so flat? Is it his backhand? Are they so flat? Is he because he's moving? But he's an old dude now. How's he so awesome?
He's a smart player. He's a very smart player.
Extremely fit. Though.
Super fit. He's like a David Ferrer 2.0 kind of vibe for me. And he hits the ball a little bit flatter than him. And wow, RBA. Take a bow. Dude, you're awesome on grass.
Had to be mentioned.
Yeah, he deserves it.
These were a lot of great biggest winners. They had a nice weekend. So hats off to them, and hopefully we see more success from them, and we talk about them again. So moving on, guys, I want to talk about the upset of the week. I wanted to ask you, Yousef, who is your upset of the week?
You know, this is a guy that we were singing his praises after Roland Garros, and we're like, whoa, the guy that best played Alcaraz this entire tournament, outside of Jannik Sinner, obviously, was Ben Shelton. And Ben Shelton breaking into the top 10. And Ben Shelton is potentially a Grand Slam winner. He should be in the top 5, all these things. He lost to Rinderknecht.
With all due respect to Artur Rinderknecht, of course.
Yeah, lucky loser. So with all due respect, but you're Ben Shelton. You just made the top 10. You have arguably the biggest serve in all of tennis.
In all of humanity.
And losing to Artur Rinderknecht, I'm like, okay, I did not see that one coming. I'm like, ooh, there are guys I'm hyped up for the grass season. I'm like, Ben Shelton on grass? Yes.
I'm not sure exactly why do you think it's not clicking for him on grass?
I do have reasoning, and we had this discussion off cam, but I was telling you that it really goes back to the moving. I feel like he's not such a light mover. He moves well, but he moves heavy. Like when he's going side to side, you can feel he's moving. He's not flying. He's not like a butterfly.
He's a big boy.
He's not a butterfly. Like Carlos Alcaraz is you feel like he's dancing. He's dancing. He's a ballerina. And some guys like even RBA, like he's very light on his feet. I don't think Ben Shelton's a very light mover, and I think it's gonna take time. I think he's a giraffe on skates, maybe, like he was saying on clay, not to that extent, but I think his movement, I think that's what needs to be.
I think
it might be because
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. It's fine.
I think he's looks like I could make a statement. He looks maybe better on clay than grass so far, which is like a weird take to have because he said that he's not a clay courter at all last year. So
also quick turnaround, no chance.
It is a quick turnaround.
We need to put an asterisk there.
Yeah, very quick turnaround. He did make the round of 16 last year. Played a lot of 5-set battles last year. Yeah. So I expect when Wimbledon comes, we're going to see his best level.
They have 2 weeks now to prepare properly.
He has time to prep.
Yeah, but to me also, like, other than the movement, Yousef, I think like his strokes is just. It feels like he puts a lot of effort in getting the ball outside, getting the ball across the net. Like it doesn't. Same thing if you compare it to Alcaraz. Like it's so smooth. He doesn't. I don't feel like he's smooth with it. Like I'm a big fan of Ben Shelton. By the way, I love watching his serve. I can just watch it the entire day of just him serving. But
I love watching him play. But I think you have a point. Haroon, his strokes are not very compact, and on grass, I think you look at Lehechka, for example. You look at Sinner. You look at Bublik, even. RBA. pretty compact. Even like, Humbert, who used to do really well on grass.
He loves grass.
He loves grass.
One Halle champion.
Before. Also very compact type of players in their stroke. So I think relating to that point.
I guess so, yeah.
That was mine. How about you?
Well, it has to be for me. Your boy, Yousef, Corentin Moutet, down Taylor Fritz.
Why is that an upset?
Yeah, it's an upset because Moutet has fallen hard in the rankings and he is now outside of the top 60. So he's really, really fallen hard. And Taylor Fritz just coming off a title. He's been undefeated in semis and finals on grass. He's a great grass court player. Huge serve, huge forehand. He loves the grass. And he lost that Fritz losing to him in Queens. Queens is a really big tournament that has a lot of it translates to Wimbledon really well.
The quick turnaround after winning a tournament, that's usually what happens.
You can make that argument, my friend, but let me tell you, Moutet played a heck of a match. And Moutet lost that first set and in a tiebreak. Second set, took it to a tiebreak. He's the one that remained mentally composed. He was down, I think, mini breaks. I don't know if he was down a match point, but he was down. He found a way to steal that second set. And then he went up a break in the final set. And Fritz was chasing him for the end of the match until they said, good game at the net. So that's how it went. Moutet was the man. And I couldn't believe it. I was watching this match. I was like, no way Moutet's winning this match. I thought, no way. Fritz was so flustered on court. He was so frustrated because, again, Moutet, one of those players, he has all the shots. He has the drop shots. He has the serve and volley. He's a small dude who plays big. He plays aggressive. It's very unconventional. He is one of the most talented players, Yousef, like you mentioned all the time.
Thank you.
There's no reason. This dude is hitting one-handed backhands in the middle of the point. He plays a two-handed backhand. Why are you playing just a regular one-handed backhand, like passing shot? He's doing crazy stuff on the court. It was an awesome match. Moutet deserved the win. Huge win because anytime you beat Fritz on grass, I don't care about his form, and I would argue his form was back. Big win for Moutet.
I guess hitting one-handed backhands is like, okay, it's a long match. It's getting boring. He's like eating the same thing every day. Let's eat something different or something. So it's like, let's just try something randomly just to get out of the rhythm. But yeah,
he's something you do like exhibitions, like when they have the microphones on in front of like media day and they're hitting with kids and like Novak hits a one-handed backhand, not in the middle of the final set like you're hitting one-hand backhands as a passing shot try. Like you don't do that.
Yeah. Moutet though, huh?
Moutet does whatever in the world he wants. Him and Bublik, they don't give a lick.
Yeah, but
I love them. Great. I love them for it.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Moutet, Yousef, Corentin Moutet. Okay, guys, so I want to ask you here, upset or not an upset? I'm going to give you some options, and you're going to need to tell me if it's an upset or not an upset. Ready? I'm going to start with you, Ismaeel. I'm going to go through the list, and you're going to tell me upset or not an upset. Okay, Tsitsipas losing to Michelsen, upset or not an upset?
Guys, this is for me an upset. Still, Tsitsipas is supposed to be the better player here. He has more experience. Michelsen is a next-gen player. He's not supposed to beat Tsitsipas yet.
Yousef, is that an upset or not?
He's living in the past. This is not an upset whatsoever. Move on.
Yeah, I agree. It's It's slightly not an upset. Slightly not an upset, okay? Humbert losing to Tsitsipas. Ismaeel, upset or not an upset?
It is an upset because Humbert's supposed to love the grass, and he's...
So does Chapo. Chapo's a semi-finalist.
Yeah, true. But I mean, I think Humbert's a better grass court player.
Okay, so upset?
So yeah, upset.
Not upset. For the same.
I
exact
think
reason I just
again
said.
I'm going
Chapo's
slight upset here. Slight upset. It's a bit tricky. I'm going in favor of Ugo Humbert.
What's the slight thing? It's either an upset or not an upset. That's the segment. You
Yeah,
guys
like,
can't go with the slight thing.
It is
to save
technically an
yourselves.
upset, but my feeling it's slightly. So my feeling is slightly. Okay, so I'm moving on to Tiafoe losing to Dan Evans. Ismaeel, upset or not an upset?
100% an upset because Tiafoe's a top player. He's also done really well on grass before.
It's coming
Like,
up quarterfinal, Roland Garros.
Yeah, like, come on. I thought he was playing the tennis of his life. 100% upset.
Yousef,
Yeah,
upset or
but
not an upset?
No, this is 100% upset. By where in the world was Dan Evans before this match? Like, I feel like the last time I saw him was playing with Andy Murray in the Olympics. And okay, all of a sudden, let me beat Francis Tiafoe, who thinks he's in his best form of the season. So yeah, that's an upset, 100%.
Yeah, that's 100% a big upset there.
Dan Evans is a sneaky good player on grass.
He's a sneaky good player,
And he
yeah.
has the touch. He has the
Another-
nastiest slice, probably.
Christoph Liegen said he loves watching it.
Yeah. So nice one. Christoph is going to enjoy that. So Menchik losing to RBA, Roberto Bautista Agut. Upset or not an upset, Ismaeel?
100% an upset. Where was RBA before this match? Where was he? He
You-
had no results before this match. Menchik is supposed to be a top player now, Masters champion. Upset, 100%.
Yousef, upset
Yeah.
or not an upset?
Yeah, I'm gonna go upset here. Like RBA, as much as like his history speaks for itself, but geezer grinder for a reason. Menchik's supposed to be on the rise, and he's supposed to have an amazing serve. We saw what he did to Novak in Miami. He absolutely demolished him because of his serve, and RBA took him down.
Actually, I disagree with you. I think this is not an upset. I don't have that much respect for Menchik on grass. What has he done on grass? RBA has done more, and RBA is not gone yet. So I think Menchik wasn't supposed to win this one easily. So I think it was a coin toss. So
fair one.
okay, Petashi Pericard losing to Nakashima. Upset or not an upset, Ismaeel?
I'm actually going to go not an upset, even though this is not, like, Pericard's supposed to have the killer serve. We're expecting him to, like, dominate the scene. He's not looked that great, guys. And on the other hand, I love Nakashima's improvement every year. He's just a player who just keeps improving. I would not be surprised. We're going to see Nakashima in the top 10 at some point.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's improving every time.
That's a sneaky big take there.
Yeah.
He's extremely young, though. He's Draper's age.
I love his improvement.
Yousef,
Yeah,
upset
me-
or not an upset?
This is an upset, my friend, because Peshi Pericard on grass. Like I think he should be favored against anyone outside the top guys because of his serve and how amazing he was in Wimbledon last year. So yeah, upset for me.
Yeah, it's a nightmare facing that serve. So yeah, it's
Nightmare.
It's an upset there. It's an upset.
But Nakashima's slowly rising in the rankings, guys. He's slowly rising.
He is.
But Nakashima on the outside courts is
Winning
just a
all his matches
monster.
on the outside court.
Just a monster on the outside courts.
And he almost had Draper also this week, huh? He
Yes, he
had
did.
Draper on the ropes.
Yes.
Yeah, he had him. He had him. Okay, guys, moving to one of our favorite segments: spicy, no spicy. Spicy, no spicy. Yousef, you have something spicy you want to share with us, maybe?
Well, we were just talking about this man right now, and that is Jack Draper. Because when he was playing his semi-final match against Jiří Lehečka, he did something that we do not like to see from great upcoming players like him.
Any player. Let me
Five
tell
all, but yeah, but these guys have the spotlight on them, you know. So everything they do is underneath the magnifying glass. And the way he just took his racket when he was out in frustration, got broken at 5-all in that final set, and smacked the advertising screen as hard as he could. And I think he even hit his leg. And yeah, that's not something you want to see. Like I don't know if I've seen that. Like you throw the racket on the ground, do whatever, but to absolutely try to demolish the advertising screen on the side of the court, I haven't seen that. And crickets, no one talked about this. Like no one talked about this at all. Like with these top guys, we should, same way with Sabalenka, when we gave her fits because of how she talked after the Coco match, and we love Sabalenka, but like we do hold them accountable, and I think Jack Draper should be held accountable here.
Yeah, I thought that was a wild reaction, and it deserved to be fined. Did he get fined for that?
I don't even think there was a reaction from anyone.
I saw it nowhere. There was no one covering that. Like, he absolutely demolished the advertising board, which is private property. First of all, that you can't do that. You should be fined. The closest thing I remember to that is Daniil Medvedev when he smashed the net cam, and he had ran into it, and so that's why I think he smashed it like after, because he was frustrated.
Yeah.
That was the closest thing I remember, and he got fined $75,000 if I remember correctly for smashing the cam. Pretty sure the cam doesn't cost $75,000, but they penalized the boy for that.
Yeah.
So I think Jack Draper deserves a hefty fine, and he should be like.
Let's see if they do something. They're
This
going to
behavior
investigate.
should be addressed. Like, it should be addressed, because this is, first of all, not how we want to see any top player behave, and then you shouldn't be able to get away with that the same way no player should be able to get away with that. And so he definitely got a biased reaction on the media landscape from that.
Being English has its perks, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It does have its
Yeah,
perks.
I also don't like it. I don't like to, zoom
Your boy
into-
Haroon.
I don't like to zoom in too much, and say, like, he shouldn't react, he shouldn't be frustrated. For him damaging the advertising board because it's private property and things like that, like, that's something I don't like. But if he broke the racket on the ground, I wouldn't care. Break one, two, break all your
I don't care if
rackets.
he breaks the racket on the ground. I have absolutely no problem if he smashes the racket on the ground, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this type of reaction. It looked bad.
He doesn't
One
come off
thing-
as that type of player as well. Like, he's generally so calm. He's generally very...
Nah, he's had his outbursts.
fits.
He's had his outbursts.
He's a
He's
hot
had-
He's smashed a couple of rackets already. Go to YouTube, you'll find them.
but-
I'll give
but-
some pushback here, even though this was me addressing this spicy, no spicy moment. I will say that maybe he did not want to hit that racket on the ground because he respects. I'm trying to find it here because the grass is so hard to maintain.
Or is
The
he
grass is
respecting? He's respecting Andy Murray Arena. He doesn't want to harm Andy Murray's reputation or sanctuary.
Yeah, but like if I'm playing on grass, I
the
know
board
I
is
would,
still his arena.
Yeah, but obviously, but just the fact that the grass, you don't want to ruin that because you know how hard it is to prepare those courts. I'm just saying, because as much as we give flack, let's maybe try to help him.
To me, I'm in the same school of just snap it on your knee like Stenny. that's a classic knee snapper. I'm all for that one.
But remember, Roddick, he did a tutorial, like just take it with the face of the racket and just throw it on the ground. You're gonna get the frustration out, and at the same time, the racket actually is gonna be safe and sound.
Yeah,
because the impact is all over.
Yeah, but you don't feel a nice feeling there though.
I also want to give him credit also because after the match he said I don't condone this behavior, so it's we understand this happens for tennis players, but we should.
But there should be consequences.
There should be consequences, and you still don't want to do that.
Yeah, for sure,
of course.
For sure.
Well, on the other side of Germany in Berlin, we also had an amazing champion, Yousef, of the WTA 500 in Berlin. Take it away.
Marketa Vondrousova.
Where has she been?
She had one of the most iconic Wimbledon runs, and then injuries, obviously. Lots of injuries. Got married also, so congrats. To her. But yeah, it's been a tough time. This is her first title since that Wimbledon.
Amazing.
And after we're like, she's such a talented player. She should be on the rise. She's finally found that championship pedigree that she was looking for. And nothing. But credit to her because she had an amazing run to this tournament and winning this title, taking down Madison Keys, taking down Diane Schneider, taking down Ons Jabeur, taking down Sabalenka.
Wimbledon final rematch.
Yeah, Sabalenka, and then taking down someone we're gonna talk about, the finalist Wang Xinyu, and doing this right before the tournament that she has won before. So maybe the magic hits, but this is an interesting storyline that we're going to see seeping into Wimbledon. But something needs to be said about the fact that when it's grass season and Wimbledon is coming around, what happens in the WTA? Because it's just, who knows what's going to happen? Anything can happen.
Everything flips on its head. But, I mean, Vondrousova, this is a Gladiator Run Award nominee. Yeah. This is a heck of a run. We've had actually a lot of amazing runs on the WTA side throughout the year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to win the award
Yeah.
when it comes to the Wigos at the end of the year, but this is going to be one of them.
This is up there. You took down Maddie Keys, Australian Open champion. Diane Schneider, up-and-coming superstar. TSH Jimmy has her winning Wimbledon.
Wow.
You guys have that on record. Uns, three-time Grand Slam finalist. Sabalenka.
And Wimbledon finalists, like most important.
Two-time Wimbledon finalist, one-time US Open finalist. Sabalenka, we know Sabalenka. Like, wild, absolutely wild run.
Awesome run. Haroon, what do you think of Vondrousova?
Amazing. Like I think it's a great gig, by the way, to just be a female grass court tennis player. I think you can just come into the grass and it's wide open for you. So I think she's unlocked that, and she's an amazing grass court player. And yeah, she deserves all the credit. So she's a former Wimbledon champion. So what more can I say? That she already has the skills, she has the talent, and she has gone on a legendary run before, and she can do it again. She had magic before, and she's doing like she's gonna have magic again. Maybe could she reignite that magic and that magical fire and do it in Wimbledon? Who knows? But
Why not? Why
yeah.
not? She just had amazing wins.
Could be.
Amazing wins.
Amazing wins. And he took down Sabalenka, who's amazing. Who's been like somebody that wants to win, especially on grass, and wants to get that revenge against you. And she took her down easily. So yeah, a lot of credit to her. And yeah, amazing stuff.
A good point to be made here is regarding women's tennis. The Australian Open, Madison Keys was coming in hot form. Like, she was on fire. Going into Roland Garros, Coco, we know she lost those two finals, but she was coming in fiery form. Marketa Vondrousova going in with some fiery form? Maybe.
I mean, form matters a lot in tennis,
Yeah.
Especially on the women's side.
Yeah.
So Vondrousova is going to be someone you have to watch out.
Yeah. Very interesting.
I don't know if it matters always on the women's side. I think this year especially it matters, but but we shall see. Okay,
We shall see.
I want to move on to also a very amazing segment that we have every week, which is Inspiring Story of the Week. I want to take it to you, Yousef. We have an amazing, inspiring story. Take it away.
Yeah, I'll just correct you because we do not have an inspiring story every week because these don't come by often.
Yeah,
So when they do,
my
we
bad.
need to highlight them. Yeah, we need to highlight them and say it. But Wang Xinyu is by far one of the most inspiring stories we've had
Awesome
in the
story.
past few months. Coming all the way from the qualies, reaching the final in Berlin. Like, where in the world did this come from?
I love when someone comes from the qualies.
Yeah, you know that
a woman of the people.
she grinded. She did not drop a set all the way until the finals. Can you imagine?
Wild.
Taking down the likes of Kasatkina. Taking down Coco Gauff, your girl. Taking down Badosa. We do know Badosa went out with injury. We wish her a speedy recovery because the injuries just keep piling up on her. Samsonova. After that, Samsonova had a good run herself. So doing this, and then on to that, in the qualities, she actually took down Ons Jabeur, who came around, was in a lucky loser and then had a deep run. But so she took down some amazing players, and coming all the way from the qualies and doing this, making all the way to the final. Such an inspiring story to see, such a lovely week for her, and it's going to do her so much going into the next year until you come back to this tournament. So if you're going home with 500, well, not 500, she's going to go home with 280 points, right? So they're going to do her a world of good. But Wang Xinyu, well done. Inspiring story of the week for us.
Awesome story, by the way. She went to a final set with Vondrousova in that final, and that first set
was
12-10.
crazy. That was crazy.
It was a wild tiebreak.
That
Like,
was
she
insane.
lost that one barely 12-10. You could say, had she got that tiebreak, she would have won this tournament. Like,
It's
but she won the
straight.
second set 6-4. She had it. I think she ran out of gas in that final set, honestly.
Yeah. But I have an honorable mention, guys, that I do want to touch upon, which is, the Andy Murray Arena, which is a big thing in somebody's career and a tennis player's career to kind of, embody their whole legendary status in the sport. Andy Murray, 5-time Queen's champion there, and he has his name there. So, yeah. Amazing for him, a great inspiring story for all the young tennis players that want to become so good that their name is being put on on one of their favorite courts.
It's a good one, Haroon. It is pretty cool when you get your own court. Like, we have Pista Rafa
Pista
Nadal
Rafa Nadal.
in Barcelona.
Barcelona.
And we have now Andy Murray Arena in Queens. We do not have a Roger Federer Arena.
Roger does have a street in Halle.
Yeah, and we do not have a Novak Djokovic Arena.
He should have one.
So do we have? Maybe they're waiting for them to retire, but my boy Federer retired. So
Podge is gone, man.
yeah, so we need some arena for him. I have seen though some tennis courts named after Djokovic, after Medvedev in France, which is cool, but
Not the same.
these boys need an arena. I need Roger and Novak to have their arena soon, please.
It's crazy
Roger's
that Rafa Nadal had his own named court while he was still playing. So he's going to walk in to play somebody in Pista Rafa Nadal.
Like we need to ask people like how does it feel to go play Rafa Nadal in Pista Rafa Nadal pre-22? Like it's just like, would you rather go get execution? Like you would rather go get like the death penalty?
What? Whoa.
You have more hopes there than going and playing Rafa on Pista Rafa Nadal.
Okay.
It's like looking at your tickets. Okay, I'm gonna watch Rafael Nadal play X. He's gonna play in Pista Rafa Nadal. Okay, Pista Rafa Nadal, Rafa Nadal. Crazy.
There you go. They're
Probably
going
the
to get
only person-
slaughtered at
Probably the
Pista.
only person in history that has had that happen to him.
Yeah.
I can't recall another.
If someone has, please.
I mean,
let us
there's Laver Arena Australia, but I don't think Rod Laver was playing on that puppy
Yeah.
before he would retire.
know. He was not.
The Rocket.
Well, interesting,
his favorite
inspiring
player.
stories. Let's move on. Anything?
Yep. Take it away. Take it away, Ismaeel.
Go ahead, Ismaeel.
Yeah, guys. Well, this is one of my favorite segments.
Your favorite segment.
Yeah, I love to do it. The next gen update, guys. We have so many interesting storylines happening, and I always get to talk about my boy, Wow João Fonseca. You guys
You
saw.
want to add the wow after what you saw?
It was a wow. Yeah, he played Koboli, he lost in the final set. It was 8-all in that
match
final
was a
set
nice match,
tiebreak.
yeah.
That was a very nice match.
Yeah.
Haroon, I don't know what you thought of that, but I mean, Wow João looks awesome on grass. I would say for a first look.
Wow, Joao.
No?
To me, what I'm looking at is like, I just want to see, some good signs. I want to see flashes this year. I'm not waiting for great wins or anything. I just want to see him play well. I want to see him get into form. I want to see him, not shy away from the moment and take it to all the players. So, yeah, it's a great match. He did lose to Koboli. Koboli's also been having a good year, low-key, by the way, and he's been feeling himself as well. So, good for Wow Joao.
By the way, Yousef, I think that's a very good loss. I think Koboli is a potential top 10 player, and that was a very, very close match.
Yeah, I have my pushback on João Fonseca. I think he has all the tools. The one thing that I am consistently seeing, and I think it's going to be exposed on grass the most, I think his movement is heavy. I think he's not there yet to compete with the best of the best on this surface because of how heavy he is as a mover.
Well, you heard it here first. I think he's going to be awesome on grass.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be awesome on grass.
But I'm
He
saying
is.
now. We're
Yeah,
talking
now,
now.
I think-
now he's not a great mover on grass.
And I still think he's going to be awesome. I still think he's going to be a threat at Wimbledon. I really do. I think he already has the tools. The serve and volley, the slice, the power. He's going to be a problem. Haroon, like you said, I love seeing the flashes, which is why I'm always locked in when he plays. But yeah, I'm expecting next year, I'm really expecting a big jump.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to see, guys, he's going to play Eastbourne. He gets Zizou Bergs, finalist in Hertenbosch, right, a week ago.
Yeah.
And winner gets Fritz. So if he wins, you might see him against a truly elite grass courter very quickly.
Yep.
On the other side, Yousef, one of your favorite players, also Menchik just lost to RBA. We talked about RBA, but he had an interesting performance on grass. He's going to play Eastbourne as well, so we're going to see what Menchik can back up there. Haroon, one of your boys, also Michelsen, had a low-key elite run in Halle. Huh? He beat Cerundolo. Okay, Cerundolo's not necessarily grass courter. Tsitsipas, and then barely lost to Medvedev, so he's looking good.
Yep.
We're going to see him in Mallorca. And last but not least, we're also going to see Lerner Tien in Mallorca as well. So, these couple low-key grass court tournaments this week, I'm actually looking forward to watching them because of these cool storylines.
Yes, very true. Very true. Nice ones. Well, guys, my favorite segment is finally here. It's a fun thing. We get this thing that we get to do. But I cannot wait to get to this point, and that is overreaction or not. So I'm going to tell you guys something based on what happened this week, and you let me know, is it an overreaction? Is it not? First up, Ismaeel. Alexander Bublik is one of the top 5 favorites to win Wimbledon. Overreaction or not?
It's not an overreaction. What we're seeing right now with Alexander Bublik is it's like that curious emergence. The magic is clicking. He had a breakthrough moment in Roland Garros. He is tied. He is feeling competitive. He's loving the juice. He's loving the moment. He likes the competition. I 100% expect him to do and have an amazing run at Wimbledon. And I hope he doesn't watch this clip so he doesn't feel any pressure, but I'm expecting him to do very
Okay,
well.
Haroon, overreaction or not?
If he didn't win this tournament, I was gonna say this is 100% an overreaction. But because he won this tournament and because he's in form, I think yes, he is the top five favorite to win Wimbledon. He is the fifth though, so there are 4 guys that could beat him, but there's nobody else I think that could beat him in Wimbledon this year. I think yes, he's a top 5 favorite, not an overreaction.
Haroon, I'm going to push back. I don't even know he's 5th. He might be the 4th for me.
Might be the fourth.
Yousef, what do you think?
Yeah, like before, by the way, this tournament, I was when I was thinking of my dark horses for Wimbledon, I'm like Sasha Bublik is going to be my dark horse. I think you ruined it because
he's not a dark horse.
even though he's not ranked inside, like he fits the criteria.
Yeah.
I think you guys can veto this, and this cannot be my choice. So
Yeah.
not an overreaction. Alexander Bublik, one of the top 5 guys for sure.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's a lock.
Second up, Haroon.
Yeah.
3 players outside the top 10 will be in the Wimbledon quarterfinals. Overreaction or not?
I think this is not an overreaction because I've been seeing a lot of inconsistencies here in these past few tournaments on grass, and I don't know who is the best player, and it's quite weird for me. So I think it's kind of like a Royal Rumble there, and yeah, I think we could see 3 players, maybe even more, outside the top 10 that could be in the quarterfinal, in my opinion.
How about you, Ismaeel?
I mean, this is going to be a fun Wimbledon, guys, because there are a lot of potential storylines, and it's going to be interesting to see. So I don't think this is an overreaction. No, I think this is, I think we're going to see some surprises this year at Wimbledon.
Okay, fine. Then quick breakdown. So we have Novak, Jannik, Carlos, Daniil, Sasha, Musetti, Draper. This is an overreaction, guys. This is an overreaction. I just did the math. You're saying that that's 3 guys.
You put Sasha.
All these guys are top 10.
Sasha's Zverev and Medvedev, and
I have all these guys.
And Musetti. I'm not
so
sure.
To me,
they're not always.
That's another conversation.
Well, we have not seen Musetti on grass.
Yeah, he's recovering from his injury.
Yeah,
but
but
to me, I would say I would take these guys making the quarters before I take someone else outside. Sasha Bublik would be number 8, But yeah, so overreaction for me on that one. Okay, third up, Ismaeel. No one in the top 10 on the women's side is going to win Wimbledon. Overreaction or not?
Oh man, this is a tough one. But like, if you're asking me to take the top 10 women or the field, I'm gonna take the top 10 women. Like, you're asking me to go against Sabalenka, you're asking me to go against Madison, against Coco.
Who won it last year? Krejcikova. Who won it the year before? Vondrousova. Who won it the year before? Rybakina. It's out of the blue. Rybakina wasn't the Rybakina we see now, by the way.
True. Yet I'm still taking top 10 primarily because I think Sabalenka is gonna get over the hump this year.
Okay, Haroon.
I think this is not an overreaction. I think it's a Royal Rumble. I think it's the Wild Wild West. I have no faith in the top 10 to win this tournament this year, especially your grass on Wimbledon. I have no idea who's going to win anything. I have no idea.
Ismaeel, it goes against. You just said Sabalenka, right? But that's 1 out of the top 10.
Yeah.
So you're taking Sabalenka against the field, actually.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. I'm going with my gut. My gut tells me I can't go against the top 10. There are too many awesome women there.
I'm gonna say this is not an overreaction. We might have like Uns, for example, finally winning it, and that story coming full circle.
Vondrousova.
Yeah, Vondrousova again. Who knows? But yeah, to me, it's like
you make a good point, guys. You make a good point. I don't know. I'm sticking with the field.
Wang Xinyu. So when Xinyu, she just made the final there.
Yeah.
It could be she's feeling herself on
Lulu
grass.
Sun, what was it? Sorry, I forgot the name. But like he just
you're
read.
right. You're right. There's so many. Wimbledon is the story. Raducanu, remember when she all of a sudden had a deep run?
Raducanu could finally win another slam in front of her home crowd. Who knows? Could be somebody like Badosa.
Tom Lijanovic.
Yeah,
somehow plays good on the grass.
I don't know.
But
Danilovic.
last one then, guys. Last one. Haroon.
Yeah.
We hinted this one before, but let's do it in this segment also. Grass is Carlos Alcaraz's best surface. Overreaction or not?
I think this is an overreaction. I think it is not his best surface. I think he's better on clay and hard. So I think his best surface is probably clay, but he is a fantastic grass court player. It's like barely any differences. So, but yeah, I don't think it is his best yet, at least.
He says it's third, Smite. How about you?
Yeah, that's a wild take to say it's his third for me. I think, like you've convinced me, Yousef, because I think he is really the best on grass. He is like his level on grass. The gap between him and the next best players on grass is so much higher. He could be, to Haroon's point, he could be the best player on clay and on grass. Well, I think that could be true right now.
Yeah.
But Sinner's going to have something to say about that, by the way, this year in Wimbledon.
Okay.
And so is Djokovic. But at the moment, he's the best on clay, best on grass. He's probably better on grass relative to competition than clay.
Yeah. To me, well, you guys know my stance. This is not an overreaction whatsoever. I am going to continue to say this. Grass is Alcaraz's best surface, and I do believe if he continues this form, he might go down as the best grass court player of all time.
I mean, you've been saying this for a long time, and he's on track, huh?
Yeah. Well, guys, that was the overreactions or not segment. Please let us know what you think of it, because we love to hear what you guys have to say. We gave our reactions. Let us know yours. Okay, guys, moving on to this next segment, and that is other interesting news. We had some interesting things that went down outside of the tournaments that we need to talk about. First up, Haroon, your boy, Casper Ruud, out of Wimbledon, has yet to recover from that leg injury. I think knee, leg, around that area. Hasn't been able to recover. We do know that grass is for golf when it comes to Casper Ruud, but he will not be at Wimbledon.
I'm dying to see him on grass. Please.
I would like to see him on grass. Like I want to see like how's his serve and volley. Like I think he's capable of playing well on grass. Like the same way Medvedev is capable of playing well on clay. Like I really think it's just a mental thing. And I think, but for him, he probably prefers to skip this season more than anything else.
It will be fun to see him play topspin on grass.
But it's such a sad moment for him. But it's an even sadder moment for anyone that's not seeded in the draw, because someone just missed out on a chance of taking a seeded path in Wimbledon, because anyone who was going to play probably was going to be him. So it's a sad day for Casper Ruud, and we wish you a speedy recovery, but also all the players in the draw that were wishing to play Casper Ruud in the first few rounds. My apologies. It's not going to happen. Well, another person that has also withdrawn from Wimbledon, Arthur Fils. Haroon, we love this man. He's out of Wimbledon. What happened against Munar looks like he pushed himself too much.
Yeah.
And here he is missing a big Grand Slam, which he's actually good on grass.
Yeah, it's sad news. It's sad news because he was on track to have a sensational run in RG. But yeah, I'm so upset, man. I wanted to see him do more, and Fils was having a great year, and we needed him to break out because we need these young guys, especially with a lot of talent, break out. But yeah, it's sad, and hopefully he recovers and comes back soon.
Anything here, Ismaeel?
Yeah, I just sad to see. I was interested to see him on grass, as I am with all the next gen. I'm really attached to their development, so I hope he recovers well.
One point I would like to make, remember, guys, in the episode where we discussed Musetti retiring in the match? It might be smart if he's able to play Wimbledon. Fils decided to fight and go, and here he is. He's missing a slam.
Maybe. Sometimes the nature of the injury won't allow you anyway, so sometimes you just choose to fight through because you know you're going to be out for some time anyways.
Yeah, but would you rather have won in front of your home crowd and not play in front of a foreign crowd? Or then, bow out and not give your crowd some that glory and joy and go.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Haroon. Like, the French crowd needs to respect Arthur for already going all out for him.
Yeah, I think they're going to remember that win. Like, anyone who went that day, they're like, that's going to be a memory they have.
I hope so. I hope so. He sacrificed his body for his country that day.
He did on the tennis court. Also, guys, you did not see this coming, but Bernard Tomic has decided to fight again and tried to play in tennis, and here he is. He qualified for the main draw in Mallorca next week.
Wow.
That's absolutely wild. He beat Kovacevic on the way. Kovacevic is a serious player.
He's a good player, finalist of Montpellier. What was it? Montpellier, I think.
He's done damage. I don't remember where, but like Kovacevic is a serious player. So low-key impressive from Tomic.
Tomic's finding his way back. Oh, Haroon? Maybe.
Yeah,
Tshikata round 1, by the way. I think he's going to beat Tshikata.
This is going to be interesting.
Both are Australian, so we'll see.
Last but not least, one of the most iconic players of her generation, Petra Kvitova, retiring from tennis, guys. Wimbledon champion, superstar.
Two-time Wimbledon champion.
Two-time Wimbledon champion, superstar. There's so many accolades. She is a legend. She is a Czech tennis legend. And she's deciding to hang up her racket and I guess walk into the sunset and with a family now. But that's also happening. Thoughts? Anything, guys?
Yeah, that's it's sad because she's a great player, two-time Wimbledon champion, and so she's one of the best players on grass that we have at the moment, which is actually doesn't. Yeah. I'm not ruling out her getting her third Wimbledon championship on her way out the door. So actually, she could be one of the dark horses there to win it. Yeah. But yeah, it's sad to see, and it's great, and hopefully she retires and enjoys life after tennis.
She might have a magical run, maybe like a Wimbledon, and then she's gonna do it after the U.S. Open. Who knows? You probably don't want to face Kvitova, an inspired Kvitova.
I mean, I have very fond memories of her first Wimbledon run like that. She had an electric forehand, and she like really inspired the whole crowd. She was so young. She was so inspirational. And I'll hold those memories forever. She's going to be a forever champion that we remember. And, well, congrats for a great, great career.
It's going to be fun to see what she does in Wimbledon. I hope she has some iconic matches.
Yeah, I always love to watch these last tournament runs. I'm looking for that champion, like that last run champion magic.
Yeah, we always see that, and I think we're going to see it from her.
I hope so.
The crowd is going to be behind her.
Okay. Well, guys, the moment of truth is finally here. We did not make our picks last week, but we are going to make them this week. We have 2 tournaments coming up. One in Eastbourne, one in Mallorca. First off, let's go to Eastbourne, Ismaeel. Who do you have winning the ATP 250 in Eastbourne?
I'm going to go with one of the best movers on tour, someone who we have not yet seen on grass this year, but we know he's a good grass court player, and he has potential to do great things. I'm going with Tommy Paul.
Okay.
He's well rested. He was mowing the grass in the fields in the U.S. He's back across the ocean. I like his chances here in Eastbourne.
How about you, Haroon?
I'm going with an interesting pick here. I'm going with Cobolli. I think Cobolli is going to lift this title. This is going to be an interesting pick by me. What do you think, Yousef?
Okay. I'm going Giovanni Pesci Pericard.
Wow.
I think he finds his form right before he goes into Wimbledon, and he takes this one home.
Wow.
Nice.
We'll see.
Interesting one.
Well, on the other side, Rafa Land, let's call it Rafa Land in Mallorca. We have a tournament there, ATP 250. Ismaeel, who do you have winning it?
We just talked about this man and having an underwhelming season on grass so far. Yep. But big boy Benny Schultz should be doing better on grass. He's going into Mallorca as the top seed. I want to see him do well.
He doesn't do good when he's the top seed.
Yeah, he doesn't do the best. It's true, but I want to see him do well. This is a pick with my heart. I'm going with big boy Benny Schultz.
How about you, Haroon?
I'm going with an American, but it's not big boy Benny Schultz. I'm going with Alex Michelsen. I think Alex Michelsen is he's gonna form into a great grass court player. So this is his start.
Nice.
I'm going with a guy who decided to take a break, and because I think he was injured a bit, and he's coming, and he's a dangerous player on grass. Talon Griekspoor wins in Mallorca. That is my pick. I think it's going to happen. I saw his name, and it was calling me. Talon Griekspoor, Mallorca champion.
Well, Christoph Liegen is going to be very happy to hear that. And you should definitely check that interview out we had with him. He had so many cool insights about playing against Rafa, Roger, and Novak. You're going to love it. Yeah. Well, that's going to be awesome to see, guys. Well, this is going to be an absolutely fun week. So much fun with this grass season coming up ahead. Let us know about your picks and takes in the comments. And we'll see you here right at the end of this week to preview Wimbledon as well. And check out our interview with Christoph Liegen. And don't forget to subscribe.
Have a good night.
Good night. Very good night.